Yes, this is our last podcast episode. Yes, Mia and I are moving on to other ventures, though we are not moving away from what we love to do, and that is helping people get over themselves. And as I have said, getting on to the life they should be living rather than, wallowing in guilt, fear, limitation, and everything that makes life sour. Now, I'll tell you what happened and why we are moving on, all right? Last fall, we started receiving emails from people asking us if we wouldn't do some private counseling for them. I can't remember how many, but by Christmas we had probably talked with, 4 or 5 people privately, and not only did we realize that this was a much more effective way to reach people and concentrate on individual problems, but we also realized that those we were dealing with privately really seemed to be getting our message, since they had time to give and take with us and really explore what, to Mia and myself, seems like common sense, but for many people are very real issues. They just need a lot of assistance in understanding, a little more time given to them than we can do on our show. So really, this was a revelation in some ways to me and myself, as we had just assumed we were being understood, and yet, as we started doing more and more of these sessions, we could not ignore the fact that what seems easy to Mia and myself may not be to someone who is clouded and confused by whatever it is they're suffering under. At any rate, the word got out among some of our fans that we were open to doing private sessions, which I should add are not free. No, when we were initially approached to do these sessions, we thought, well, we're both damn busy, so in order to do this, we need to make it worth our while. So we began charging for 90-minute sessions, and we found our rates were, well, at least as competitive as any others, and our clients enjoyed, if I may, our loose, irreverent, witty, and oft-times hard-hitting approach. Now, as any faithful listener to this show knows, Mia does not bullshit around. She gets right to the issue and then fleshes it out so you can actually see what is going on and what you need to do in order to navigate through whatever mess you find yourself in. You either like our style or you don't. Now, that was in December. This is July, and during that interval, more and more people have come to us for these private sessions, such that we recently had to make the decision: do we keep doing this show? Do we go exclusively to these private sessions, or do we try to do both? Well, the answer was pretty clear, because with Mia's schedule, it is impossible to do both. And since neither of us are willing to put out, inferior product, as it were, we have made the decision that today, July 4th, 2015, our nation's Independence Day, by the way, this will be the last podcast that we do, a free podcast, I should say, because what we are now doing for paying customers is one of 2 very fun events we create just for you. Let me explain or describe them, please. The first, and of course this happens once the financial details and all the information has come in, and after we've, laid out how we're going to approach you, we arrange for our 90-minute talk where we explore at length your issues and your life and all the background information that we can't get to in a normal show, and together we then come up with practical, clear, and freeing solutions you can actually perform in your life now. Or the other option, which people are doing, well, we just cut one this morning, actually. Again, once we have the financials taken care of and all the information is prepared, Mia and I will perform up to a 90-minute show, much like you've been listening to, but longer and in greater detail, and all centered on your particular problem, issue, or concern. We record it and make it available to you only. This does not go out to the world. This is only for you. But what makes this different from our direct sessions is that it's Mia and I, and not you, the client, going over the issues, like we do every show here. Now, in both instances, we record the session and provide that to our clients, but doing a show about someone's problems exclusively for them is a little more energetic and feels, well, to my mind at least, more entertaining than a direct give-and-take phone or Skype session. However, since we started doing both versions, we have had all sorts of responses, 98% of them positive. The only negative one we got was that we didn't go long enough. They wanted us to, we'd already gone 90 minutes, and they wanted us to keep going, but we got to put it at a limit at some point. So